When I'm driving in, the first time I see the lake, I get chills. Just seeing that lake, it means I'm here. I'm here where I want to be. I love walking to town. I love to see all the people wandering the streets and going into the souvenir shops and getting the autographs. It's such a celebration. The first time was 1975, and I was covering the Red Sox. I went into the hall, and when I looked in the galley, and you see everything that's in that building, and you see those plaques, I was just, wow, this is, to think that Babe Ruth and Stan Musial and people like that, I was totally in awe. The first time I saw a ceremony was 1989. It was Yastrzemski and Johnny Bench. The buses, I was out running at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Buses rolling in from Cincinnati. The way they were going by me, I thought it was like 1,000 buses coming in. And Yastrzemski, it was New England. People were all there. And they were such heroes of those two cities. I think the players who only played for one team garner more emotion. People loved them so much. The year that Ripken and Gwynn were there, 82,000 people were the estimate. According to the Hall numbers, no one else has ever been over 60. I was very fortunate for about 10 years to have Saturday morning coffee with Bench and Seaver, two of the very funniest people I've ever known. They wanted to show me something about the personality that a catcher has to have with pitchers. Bench gets down in his crouch. A hotel lobby at the Otisaka is not that big. And Seaver goes to the other side of the lobby. And they're replaying the first start that Tom Seaver made after he was traded to the Reds. Now, Seaver said, I'm nervous a little bit. You know, they just won last 2 World Series. Am I gonna screw this team up? I mean, I hope not. And he got the first hitter out, but he said, I wasn't throwing the ball all well. So Bench gets out of his crouch, walks across, gets right in Seaver's face and goes, are you trying? And Seaver, of course, cracks up laughing, and Bench is laughing. That's what the weekend there is so much about. Players remember that stuff. I think the most emotional and memorable speech that I was there for was George Brett.
To my brothers.
He was talking about his brothers, Bobby and Kemmer, who had passed away by then. All of a sudden, he got very emotional, had tears in his eyes, and said,
all I ever wanted to do was be as good as you.
I thought it showed who George Brett really is. One of the most emotional people and incredible family person.
I know you know how hard it really is to play. So thank you for all your support.
Never forgot that he was really lucky to grow up with older brothers who helped him go on to the major leagues and a great career. It is a writer's award, but it is a baseball award too. And that day, we're all back of the stage, and Willie Mays said, hey, Peter, come here. Handed me a baseball, said, sign this. I looked at it, and it's all the Hall of Fame guys. I said, Willie, I'm not a Hall of Fame player. These are all Hall of Fame players. And he said, you're one of us, and if you don't sign that ball, I'm gonna get up and kick you right in the rear end. That was Willie's way of making sure I would never forget. There's no Hall of Famer that's better than another Hall of Famer. You know, everyone is sort of reduced to a state of everyone is on the same level. You're a Hall of Famer now. Eddie Murray had been told something that I said, which I didn't, but you know, he never would like yell at me or something, but he just chose not to speak to me. And after I got inducted, I was going down the ramp. He's standing there in the middle of the ramp. And I figured, well, maybe I should keep going. And he stepped in front of me and gave me a hug and said, "Do you think I'm a jerk?" I said, "No, no, not at all." That's kind of the whole atmosphere. All those things that might have been said or might have been misinterpreted all go out because we're all in baseball heaven.